if you know someone that is supposed to be in here, maybe they got lost with the link, but the link has been sent to email. Please do encourage them to come in. So I'll drop this meeting link in the chat area so that we can, just share to them. So welcome. While we're doing that, please share your name, where you're listening in from, your job role, what you do. And is this your first time at a Right Track webinar? We'll do that in 1 minute. So please, let's do that very quickly. Thank you. Thank you. We want to meet you. We want to connect with you. Thank you. Okay, welcome, Son Onalapo Akin today. Thanks for being here. Please introduce yourself, job title, where you're from. If this is your first time in our webinars, you can put a yes or no, it's my many times. We would love to know. Thank you. Okay. I just saw one person put in. I hope the others can hear me. Okay, it says he's a guest from, is that SA, South Africa? That's interesting. Beautiful. It's good to be reaching the rest of Africa as well. Okay, that's fine. I love South Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and all that. Sandton, beautiful. Hamidat Shitu, Lagos, first time. Thank you for being here. Okay. So today we'll be speaking about AI, generative AI tools. So I'm narrowing that down to generative AI tools, Perplexity, Claude, Notebook LM, Manos AI. So I'm sure some of us have, created accounts on them. As much as time would allow us, we'll just go right in. So this is not like a teach class, it's a practical session. So we're going to be, interacting, moving screens. And I want you to also do what we're doing on your screen. And I encourage you to put what also a link on LinkedIn, where if you did something that you feel you want others to see, please feel free to, put that in there. So thank you. Welcome. More people should introduce themselves. Okay, Adaka Ayomipo by Elsa. Beautiful. Thank you for being here. So this program is hosted by Right Track Consulting. We are Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt based, and we work across the African region and the diaspora. So we have over 19 years of experience, and we've reached thousands of professionals over time. My name is Dr. Juga Jungwa. Our service lines: professional certification training, AI literacy training, process improvement consulting and training. We also have a foundation called the Teach for Employability Skills Foundation. Is in its 4th year. We also do a lot of digital products, social media, as you would learn as we move forward. So my name is Dr. Juga Jungwa. Like I have said, I'm an executive director at Right Track and also at TFES. I'm actively certified. Apart from that, I speak, I teach, I consult, I coach, and you can join me on LinkedIn. We'll drop my LinkedIn URL later on, and on Instagram at coach_OJIUG. I'm not alone today. Today I have with me a guest that came in April. I think it was April, yes. Was it April or March? And we had to invite her back. So she would also be with me on the call. Her name is Blessing Iroha. So Blessing would be, taking us on using a tool called Notebook LM. Notebook LM is such an important tool because it helps you do quite a whole lot of research. You could use it, to draft out things for, like if you're a trainer or a teacher, or you're in the research space, you can use it to do quite a lot. So she will walk us through that workflow. She's an AI workflow specialist and a Canva ambassador. Yes, that Canva that she's a Canva ambassador for Nigeria. Please, let's make her welcome. I think she's somewhere in the comments area. We would have her at a specific time as we move forward. So very quickly, as you can see, we are moving very, very quickly. So please come back to us if you're not in the call. I know sometimes we may have so many things conflicting, but this is an important call that you need to be on. So very quick poll, which tools have you used the most in 2026? So we have just put the A, B, C, D. We have ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity AI, Gemini, Manos AI, Notebook LM, Copilot, maybe another one, DeepSeek, something like that. Something, please put in the comments. Someone says A to H. Please, a round of applause. Applaud, applaud, applaud. That is interesting. Beautiful. What is the H? What is the H? The person that said A to H, what is the H? We need to know. What is the order? Okay, that was Sunday. Sunday was the H. Tell us some of those things. Okay, he says Grok, DeepSeek, interesting. Sorry, I'm looking into my phone to be able to coordinate and see the chat as well. So if you have some other ones that are not in these ones, please feel free. Someone said Bohiram. I've never heard of that. That is interesting. It's Kimi. I've heard of Kimi. I have it installed on my phone, but I've not really used it. That is interesting. So you see, there are so many tools coming up, and a lot of people are also vibe coding tools. In our last co-work, we did work with a guy, Sam, that vibe coded a CV tool. And a lot of people have been using it to quickly update their CV, make it applicant tracking system compliant, and so on. So there is a lot going on in the space. It's time to break things. If you've not tested a tool before, test it to see what the output looks like, before because you may think, oh, this one's output may not be good, but you find out that it may be better than what you're actually using for a particular use case. All right, so that is fine. So again, the second poll, what's your biggest change? Again, you can be an A, I don't know where to start. B, my prompts don't give me results. C, the outputs sound too generic or robotic. D, I can't find the right tool for my tasks. E, I don't have time to learn new tools. F, I'm not sure I'm using it strategically. So you could choose the number. I'll be looking at the chat area as well. So let me know exactly what to focus on with the audience we have in here. I know some of us answered a lot of questions, in the form that you fill to arrive here. And, these were some of the main things we saw as challenges with AI. Okay. Someone says, Gabriel said, I can't find the right tool for my tax. Interesting. So we'll see some of those tools today. Chiemela says, I'm not sure I'm using it strategically. Sunday says, I don't have time to learn new tools. Okay, that's interesting. But the thing is, even if it was 10 minutes a day, you can, just like we're doing over this weekend, we've been doing this co-work actively since January. And once you're able to put in time just here and there, practice here and there, before you know it, you're in there and you're proficient, you're literate, because a lot of organizations also want to know, sorry, someone needs to mute. A lot of organizations also want to know that, your you're proficient, because some organizations have specific tools they use and you want to be in there as well. All right, so let's hit the, the nail on the head. So what you told us from the challenges we got, prompts that don't give us results, we'll address that today. Outputs that sound generic and robotic. We'll also talk about how to train your AI tool, so that it's not sounding like a machine wrote it. I'm sure a lot of us will want that. If you want that, please give us a thumbs up. I want to see that. Then not knowing which tool to use for which job. Okay. There is a tool overload really, and you can't really use every tool, but you could use specific tools for your specific use case. And again, no time to learn, you're overwhelmed by options, and all of that. Then using AI strategically. A lot of people said, I'm not using it strategically. So you need to make sure that from this session, you will do that. So let's take a look at the AI leadership shift. The AI leadership shift. So 26% of organizations have a chief AI officer, had a chief AI officer. That was last year, okay? Now in 2026, 76% of organizations now have it. So that's a huge jump. That's a huge jump. AI leadership is no longer optional. It's the new professional standard. They may not call the person a chief AI officer anyway, but what I mean is there are people guiding the organization. There are people guiding the organization in, how they are using AI. They're setting guidelines, they are giving, specific prompts so that everything is standardized and so on. We didn't have that, this number by last year, 2025. So it's growing. AI can help you organize your work, shape your offer, clarify your message. And the part I love is this part I've highlighted in yellow, and remove the friction. So sometimes because of so many things to do in your workflow, there may be a lot of friction. You start burning out, you start getting tired. So AI removes that friction so that you're able to have some momentum and move very quickly. So I have 5 rules. So I'm going to, be laying certain foundations before we go into the practicals. So I have 5 rules for using AI effectively. 1, your voice should not be lost in the output. AI writes from your brief, your perspective, your personality, your expertise. So those ones stay as your own. You're not borrowing the generic or default mode of AI speak. So we usually say the robotic sound is AI speak because, it's AI is actually mathematics. So you're using mathematics, garbage in, garbage out, whatever input to give. But then to use it strategically, your voice has to be in it. You must humanize it. Then another one is different tools are built for different jobs. Perplexity that we've highlighted is used for research. Claude can work so great for creating anything. Notebook LN for learning, Manos for building, and you can, match the tools. In fact, there's something we call tool stacking. So you can stack the tools to get better results. Then again, AI can amplify your expertise, not replace it. So you must be specific, like really specific. You must have domain knowledge. You must have domain knowledge about what you're asking AI for. Because if you don't have that domain knowledge, that professional judgment, that lived experience, there won't be anything unique about what AI will create for you. Then the 4th one, the 4th rule is use AI for your first draft, not your final answer. So because I know a lot of people love to, just put it in, copy it, start running, maybe you're short on time, that is understandable, but please start on time to draft. Give it some time to draft. AI can get you to 70%, but you take it to 100%, edit the output, make it real. So the fifth rule for using AI effectively is that your output quality is a thinking problem. It's not a tool or tech problem. So if you give it a vague brief, like, oh, you should do this for me, you get a vague output. If you give it a sharp brief, like very succinct, very clear, niched, you even know, like if you're writing for an audience, you even know the audience you're writing for, and things like that, you will get sharp outputs. Okay? So that is how AI works. So let's keep going. I think I have some people in the that are in the room. So sorry, I need to step out of this screen for a minute to admit them. Okay. I need to admit them. Is everyone in the room? Okay, I'm seeing 36 people. Are there more people to be admitted? Okay, I'm not seeing anyone right now. Thank you. Okay, so let's keep going. I hope we're sharing some valuable questions. Any questions? If you have a question, please feel free. I'll be watching the screen. Please feel free to put it in the chat area. In between, we'll take the questions. So let's go through first, for today, prompting. So when you prompt, I saw a lot of questions around prompting, where people were like, okay, if I'm prompting and I'm not getting results, what is causing that? Because with prompting, you must have to call a prompting framework. You must have a allow us. So the first one we'll talk about is the RTF frame. So RTF stands for role, task, format. Role, task, format. So the role, so this is the framework. You're fitting it into this bucket. The role, what do you want AI to act as? Who do you want it to be? Okay, so someone say, oh, I didn't get some other people's. If you're just coming in, please drop your name, in the chat area. Would love to know your name, where you're watching from. Is this your first time with us? And what do you do? So I've seen someone say, I'm a customer sales officer. I'm a public health professional. Oh, with Ghana Health Services, interesting. Someone says they are happy to be back. That is interesting. So we saw someone says he's a chemist. So imagine asking AI, act as a chemist, and then you're giving it a task. So you're giving it the task and you're describing, how will I put it? You're describing the details of that task. So this one says, act as a business development consultant. Write a 3-paragraph cold email for a logistics company. So you didn't just say, write me an email for a company. So have you seen? You're being exact. You're stating the exact job. And then you have the format. Use bullet points with a subject line. Okay. Use bullet points with a subject line. The third one says, act as a Nigerian market analyst. And then you're saying, create an onboarding text. And you're saying in the format, write in plain friendly prose. So that means write as if you're my friend, as if I'm speaking to my friend for this particular onboarding checklist task. So you see, the issue with our results is the prompt. So I want us to try something. You could use your ChatGPT, you could use your Claude AI, you could use Copilot, Gemini. Try something. So you could suggest anything to AI using this RTF framework so that we can see what your output looks like. Let's do that in 1 minute. Who is going to try that? I will try to switch my screen now to quickly try that. I want us to be trying from my end. Okay, I'm seeing more people coming, 39 people. If you have a friend that is supposed to be here and it isn't here, this is such a beautiful conversation not to miss. Okay, so let me try to share my screen. Okay, so remember role tax, put in your role tax. So I'm Claude. I hope you can see my screen. So I'm going to be trying one of those frameworks. Role tax format. Sorry, I think I have a lot of windows open. So my screen may be dragging. Can you see my screen? I want you to try in this from your end, role tax format. Okay, someone says they can see my screen. Okay, that is fine. So this is my prompt example. You can make yours. I am an event planner, the tax, and I want you to create a wedding. I think we love weddings, wedding checklist in a 10-step Word document. So have you seen that? That is my own prompt. So I just used, okay, it's not showing on the screen. Yes, I think my system may be hanging because I have a lot of screens open. Okay, so what I would do, I would close this and try to reshare again. So please construct your prompt. I want to be seeing our results in the chat area. So construct your prompt, use your phone. Yes, okay, yes. So use your phone, role tax format. Let me try to share my screen again. Hey, I'm seeing 40 people on the call. Welcome if you've just joined. Please remember to introduce yourself. So we're heading over to Claude. I hope I'll be able to share the Claude screen. I think it's just because a lot of screens are open. But let's see. Who has created their prompt? I put mine in the chat area. Your prompt can be anything. It can even be how to make jollof rice. Act as a chef. Okay, as a Nigerian chef. Remember, the more precise you are. Oh, I love someone's prompt. Someone said, act as an experienced cake baker. Interesting. Okay, so let me see if this now finally works. Ah. Okay, is my screen finally showing? So please put in your prompts, put in what you've come up with. I love that. She said, use simple language. I'm showing my WhatsApp. Oh no, sorry about that. Okay, Kai. Okay, let's come out of there. Actually slow thing. But please put your chat in there and tell us that's what it means. And it's not bad, it's not bad. Overdoing is not the way forward for me. Come up with your prompts. Some people need to yourself. My sister was supporting me that time. Oh yeah, you look good. Yeah, you look nice. Sorry, you need to mute, please. Okay, so now that we've made our prompts, I believe we can put that inside Claude, ChatGPT, or something else so that we can see the results it's giving us. Thank you. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of prompts. I now want results. I think maybe when Blessing is on, I will need to do a restart so that I'll be able to share some of my own screen. Yeah. Screen is hanging. Okay, great prompts. Please make sure you're trying something, put in the chat area. Would love to see that. Felix, Uchenna, Hamida, Victor, Hawa. Please, we want you to try the prompts. Emanuela, please try the prompts. Sebastian, please try the prompts. Thank you. So I gave my own example I put my own example in there. So I'm heading over back to my slides. I want us to put our prompts in our tool. Let's see the results we're getting. Okay, I've seen Hope's results. Please make sure you're practicing a practical session. Maybe I would close my video
please,
for now to see if
I've not seen the prompt, please.
Okay, I'm coming over there. I'll close my video for now. I'll return to that. Let me see if it regulates my system. It's a little bit tied. Okay, so we said the prompt is the role, the tax, and then your format. Role, tax, format. So that's the prompt. So look at the ones people have put in there and you can make yours.
I'm trying to find my chat session here. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't find the chat box from my own end.
Okay. It's on the footer. You see like a box. So that box is your chat. Emanuela, you have a question. Okay, were you the one asking a question?
Yeah, I'm the one asking a question now.
Okay, just look at your footer. You see like a box, an icon, a conversation icon. So that's what you should use. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have you seen it?
I'm trying to find it. I'll figure that out. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Hi, sorry. Please, I can't find my chat button. I've been looking for it for a very long time now. I tried to raise my hand, but none of that's moving.
Are you using your phone?
No, I'm on my desktop. I tried to go in by my phone, but no one is letting me in.
So I'm seeing someone say she just joined.
Chat.
Yeah.
Chat is turned
Unless
off
I allow
for this
people
meeting.
in, I can't work.
Chat is turned off for this meeting. That is what I'm having. Chat is turned off for this meeting.
Okay, do you know what you should do? Go out and come back.
Okay.
In our chat, okay? I think that's just one thing with Teams. Okay.
I can't activate my chat unless I allow somebody in.
Why is that happening? Okay, but some people are typing. Okay, if that is happening to you, please go out and come back in. We are still in here. Go out, come back in. It will rectify and you can put into your chat area. Is that okay? Okay, Phyllis, I just joined.
No
I
chat
don't
yet,
understand.
but
Okay.
maybe I can try on my phone. Let me go off my computer.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of prompts. Beautiful. So we're heading into going into your tool of choice. And I mentioned you could use Claude, you could use Gemini, ChatGPT, whichever one you have on your phone, that would be helpful.
Yeah. So,
Chat is still disabled, both on my phone, but But I think I'll just make do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
It may just be a
my
network.
chat is here. Okay.
Okay, your
My
chat is here. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. It's here now.
All right.
Radu,
Okay, is it
morning.
good now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. So
Mine is not.
it will come. I think it's just a network thing.
You're fine.
It
You
will
need
come.
to log out and log back in.
Sorry, please let's mute. Thank you. Okay, so please, I
Yeah,
want
he
to
did.
see our results. Can I see our results? I'm seeing a few
Okay, let me
people
get.
put, like 3 people. Please
Mhm.
put in your results. Okay. Okay, I'm heading back to my slide. I think maybe my guest blessed come a quick restart. Sorry about that. My system, would flow better. Thank you. All right, so let's keep going. So this was it. We were talking about prompt frameworks. We said you must give it work to get, the type of result you want. And we said if you give it vague input, it will give you a vague output. So you must be very intentional. Tell AI who you want it to be, tax, the exact job, format, you specify how you want it to give you that result. That result may be a letter, it may be a PowerPoint presentation, it may be a code, maybe like a HTML code, it could be anything. So this framework makes it super easy to get the types of results that are more like it. Okay, more like it. We'll still talk about your response, and so on. So let's go over to the second prompt framework. I hope we can see my screen. Prompting. The scope prompting. This one talks about the situation. So this one is quite long. You need to think through it. So it's not something you just do rapidly and, move off. So you want to, take it gradually. Situation, what is happening right now? Context. Context is the AI needs to know. I told you when we started that AI is all about maths. It's just like how you put figures in to get an output. Someone said maths is the easiest subject. Now that is by the way, but you need to give a context, then objective, the exact output you want, so that it's not giving you what you do not want. It's just like how people write in WAEC, and things like that. And they said, my English, WAEC gave me an F. No, it was the input. So the exact output you want, you need to, state what it should like. Then you have P, parameters. The word count, yes, you can, if it's a letter, you can say 300 words. If it's like right now, I'm working on book, and I'm using AI to draft it, not to write it finally, to draft it. And, when you're using AI for a book, you need to specify like your word count, how many things should be in there, and all that. And that makes it super easy for AI to give you specifics, okay? It makes it easy for AI to give you specifics. So again, I think I should switch from my laptop to my phone. I think that would be a whole lot better for me. So let me try that and see if, it's better. Just a minute. I'm just trying to salvage the time we have so that it will be really useful for all of us.
Okay, you have paid.
I will do that. Someone says they can't hear me. Okay.
We can hear you now.
So, okay. So I was talking about prompting. So I said situation, context, objective, parameters. So imagine giving AI this level of detail. You can even create a course. You can write a book, and you're specifying different things. So the output will never be robotic. So you can give it your tone of voice. If your voice is friendly, if harsh, if it's funny, you're telling AI, what it should look like. And another thing I would say is I just liken this training AI with, for instance, prompts as how we train our children. For those with children, you teach them everything. In fact, if you Igbo, they have an Igbotic accent if they can, speak the language, because that's the tone, that's how it's taught them, So the same way with AI, you're teaching it various things. You're telling it who your audience is, you're giving it constraints. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to use this certain word. Yes, Vivian, you can go out and come back in. Any point where you're not hearing or you can't use the chat, just go out and come back in. It will allow you to. So again, examples, you can feed in example of what it looks like. So that means you can give it a file. You can give it in fact, because it can read documents, you can put a PDF in, and by the time you're doing this, you're now giving it something robust to work with. Now, I know this scope prompting may be, quite a lot, but I would want us, there is this Word document that Hope, please, I think you can share the link to that Google Doc, so you can pull there's a post I made on LinkedIn, so you can put what you're getting in there in case maybe you can't type in the chat area, put what you're getting in there. I want to have a feel of those that came into the session today. So situation, context, objective, parameter, example. Please feel free, take a screenshot of this second prompt. So let's keep going. We'll talk about the third prompt now. So one is called the layered prompt. This one is called the layered prompt. So the layered prompt means you're starting with layer one. You know how people add bricks to build a wall, so you may not give AI everything in one prompt, because remember, you also want it to be reasoning. It's just like how you employ a staff. You can't just give them 100 things to do at the same time. That's why people say, oh, the result I got is like AI is hallucinating, so it will hallucinate when you give it things to do in one go. So the layered prompt serves the purpose of allowing it to be thinking with you, to be in that thinking process. In fact, you can even in this layered prompt tell it to ask you questions if it's not clear, with the information you've get. So the first layer, you can start broad. Give me 10 ideas for positioning a consulting brand on LinkedIn. Now, for that cake baker, you can say, give me 10 ideas for positioning a baking brand on LinkedIn or on TikTok, on Facebook, or on X. Have you seen? We are starting broad. Then the second layer, sometimes we also call this a chain prompt. Okay, so the second layer, you now go deep. Select and expand one of the 10 ideas. So you could tell it, take idea number 3, develop it into a 3-month content strategy. Have you seen how we're going? And then you go over to layer 3, where you're telling it to polish what is giving you. You're telling the tone and format. Rewrite in a professional tone for a Nigerian business audience. In fact, you can go further to tell us who your audience is. Busy executives, stay-at-home moms, worried career professional, angry, and so on. And then you're giving it the constraint, 150 words. Have you seen that? So as you're doing this, your result will no longer be generic, like someone that just put a generic prompt. Give me a LinkedIn post for a consulting brand. So you're not telling it, what you're all about. You're not telling it about your audience. You're not telling it who you're speaking to. You're not telling it your tone and all of that. So this is prompt framework number 3. So please take a screenshot of this. Like I said, I want us to engage, put it here, put it on the LinkedIn, so that we can all connect with each other and see what we do. Like,
oh, really?
like into that learning. Sorry, someone is not muted. Please kindly mute. We are recording this. Thank you. So those are the prompt frameworks. So I talked about the role task format, the scope framework, and then the layered or chain prompt. So which of these are we going to use? 1, 2, or 3? I want us to engage the chat area. Which of these are you going to start using from today, not next week? 1, 2, or 3. Which of it looks like what you really need? Remember, if you can't use the chat area, please make sure you go to that document we've put in the chat. I think, hope you can pin it so that it's not mixed up. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. We have quite a lot. I'm seeing a lot of number 3s. That's interesting. That layered prompt. Like I said, you can even ask it questions, and it should now be able to, help you really, like a real, you're getting real results, not just, anything. So the next one we'll be speaking to will be Perplexity AI. If you have Perplexity installed on your phone, please put a P in the chat area. Perplexity AI. Who has Perplexity installed? So we're going to be very quick. And I think when we're having a quick water break, Blessing, are you in here? Are you still in here? If you are, please tell me yes.
I'm here, Ma. I'm still here.
Start getting set. Okay, yeah, I know. Start getting set to take notebook LM while I, just do a restart after Perplexity, please. Thank you, so that I can, allow you to join other things. So market research with Perplexity. Now, what do we mean by market research? Maybe you're building something new, and you need to actually know, your market before you jump in. AI can actually help you achieve that. Now, I forgot to mention in the document we shared, there is also like a humanizing prompt that helps you humanize, whatever thing AI is feeding you with as your output. But especially the layered prompt, you should be able to get something, So market research with Perplexity. What's Perplexity? Market Store, the Google Play Store, Apple Store, type perplexity, you will find it. I think it's a blue icon with a web, so it's an AI search engine. Have you seen? So that's a use case, web data. So whatever data is not looking at data from 2025 or 2024, looking at current life data, is giving you citations. So it's perfect reports, your schooling, and you need to write report. Beautiful. For proposals, very good. And the free tier is powerful. Even though I'm using Pro, free is also very, very good. Format. Act as a business and is the current social media marketing in Nigeria. Include market size, key player points. You can also say format. A clear prompt. You've told it the role, you've given it the task, you've given it the that you the results. This is for to tell us what. I saw someone say I'm a virtual, so that means we have a mix of, a lot of people in here. First step, build a focus prompt, for that research you want to do. Second step, review the citations, copy the sources given for your report. Then third step, drill deeper on any one key finding, and then you can expand into a structured report outline. So that's perplexity. So you could use it for market research. Let's go over to something that I think I saw a lot of people, when they were registering, mentioned they would love to use it for marketing. So there is something we call, I'm sure you may have heard about vibe coding, but there is also something we call vibe prospecting. So that means AI is helping you to check for leads, potential people that can take up your service. Yes, AI can do that. So it can help you find leads. Who likes this use case? So you can use it to research potential clients, partners, industry players in your niche and geography. So for instance, by industry, by location, by their role or persona, by the opportunity. And a pro tip is add as of 2026 to any prompt to get today's results, current results. And then you can follow up with asking Perplexity for how you should approach them. In fact, sometimes they can give you their websites, and things like that. And then you and your team can then move in to executing on your vibe list. Who likes this particular use case? So AI can act as a marketing support. If you like this particular use case, please put vibe in the chat area. Vibe, V-I-B-E, V-I-B-E. Who is going to try this? Remember, I said, please free to take a screenshot. And I said, please, on LinkedIn, with the documents we shared, make sure that you're also, sharing what you're creating. That's how we all would all learn. Someone may just learn from what you're doing. So let's say by industry, list top 10 companies in the baking sector in Nigeria that are actively hiring maybe cake bakers in 2026. Include their LinkedIn page and decision maker job titles. Have you seen that? It's a new world. It's a new world. If you really love this, give us a thumbs up emoji. I'm excited about this vibe prospecting because it can just change the game. You're not working with a blank sheet anymore. Have you seen that? You cannot by location. This one says, who are the top HR managers, learning and development directors, training procurement leads in, if you live in Sandton, Johannesburg, South Africa, you can put that in. List names, companies, LinkedIn profiles where available. So good. So good. So I want us to take a screenshot and practice, practice, practice. Like I said, 10 minutes a day, set an alarm, practice. You know, it would really help all of us. So there we go with perplexity, water break. But instead of starting this up, we had a little bit of tech glitch, you know, so do like a 2-minute stretch. Is that okay? Please take some all that, come back into the room. We are still here, you know, so you can leave yourself in here, stretch, and then come back. So we're going to be talking as we come back with Blessing. So Blessing is in the Canvas ambassador. She'll be talking about how to use Notebook LM to do various things, you know, especially if there are so many things available for you, you know, to use. So let's keep going. It's time for our water break, 2 minutes on the dot, and we start with Notebook LM. Thank you. Stretch, rest your eyes. We are resuming with Notebook LM. Thank you. 2 minutes, and the time starts now. One more minute. Please make sure you stretch your leg. Oh. Stretch your leg. Okay, okay. Blessing, are you in here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so
Let me
I'll
turn
stop
on
my
my.
share so that you can share your
Okay.
screen,
Okay.
and I'll spotlight you shortly. You know, there is so much to learn with AI. Sometimes you think you can finish everything. So that means some of the things we plan to do, you know, we can shift it out. I just want to make sure that we captured, you know, these particular things. So see if you can share your screen, Blessing.
Okay.
Please, let's make her welcome. It's not easy, her. Let's that she's in here with us. Please make her welcome. Ginger her, ginger her. It's hard. Thank you,
Thank
Blessing.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me again. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can. You can go ahead.
All right. So I just want to do an overview of Notebook LM for those who do not know about Notebook LM before we get into the demonstration. So my name is Blessing Iroha, and I'm an AI workflow specialist. So we'll be talking about Notebook LM, how you can use Notebook LM. So for a start, what exactly is Notebook LM? I choose to see Notebook LM as my personal AI research assistant. Let me move this so that I can see my... As my personal AI research assistant. So it helps me to efficiently engage with my own document. That is the beautiful thing about Notebook LM. It uses whatever you supply to it. It doesn't go elsewhere to start searching for what you didn't ask it to do. So it uses what you supply and then gives you an output tailored to your document, whether it's your PDF, whether it's your YouTube video or your website link. And it gives you this interactive learning experience. So from your static PDF file or Word document or Google document, it turns it into something that you can interact with. These days with AI, you can learn virtually anything at all, as long as you have internet and you have access to an AI tool. So this Notebook LM is just like, it works in similar way with any other AI to any other research AI tool. But in this case, it is you that is supplying what it needs to work with. So it is not going out there to search for something that you didn't ask it to. Okay, so that is Notebook LM. It is a personal AI research assistant that helps you as a user to efficiently engage with your own document and sources. Let's move on. So what are the inputs formats? What are the kind of things that you can supply? Remember I said it works with your own documents and your sources. So what are the things that you can supply your Notebook LM? One of them is your documents, whether it's a PDF, your Google Doc, or any other file type that you have. You can supply it that and it goes to work and gives you an output that you can interact with. You can also impute your YouTube video, audio clips, your website link. You have a website you want it to work with, you give it the link and it goes to work. You have a notebook, let's say you're a teacher, you have drafted something, or even as a student, you have drafted something that you want a deeper dive, you want to understand better what that topic is. You just need to upload it to Notebook LM and it gives you start interacting with it, asking a question, and it gives you the output you want. And why is Notebook LM different? Why is it different? Why am I talking about Notebook LM? Why do I want you to use Notebook LM? One of the reasons is that it has this unique approach. I keep mentioning that it works with what you supply it with. You upload your resources and it works with it. And another reason why it is different, why Notebook LM is different, is that the responses you get are based on whatever sources it is working on at that point in time. So it does not go outside the available sources. It works with the sources available and then gives you an output based on what sources it has. And remember, I mentioned all the things that you can, all the various input format that you can give it to. So this is just an overview for those who don't know what's Notebook LM. So I'm just going to, close this up and then let's get into work. I like to, demonstrate. So I'm just going to get into Notebook LM and start creating our first notebook. And I'd like to know, has anyone here used Notebook? If yes, let me see it in the chat. Just say yes. Have you used Notebook LM before? Yes. If you haven't, no. All right, I'm going to close this up. And let's see how many of you have used Notebook LM before. I'm really interested in knowing. Let me share.
How are you?
All right.
How are you?
I hope you're still seeing my screen because we now want to start create. Please mute yourself. Mute yourself. All right. So to create your first notebook, or if you're new to Notebook LM, how you can access Notebook LM is by going to this link here, notebooklm.google.com. I think it's free, it's a free tool. I believe so. Anyone who has a Google account can access Notebook LM because you need to sign up with your Google account. So you go to this website, notebooklm.google.com, and then you'll be able to access Notebook LM. Now, to start creating Notebook LM, remember I said it works with the sources you provide. Now, beyond the sources you provide it with, you can just tell it your own topic. Let's say you want to learn more about, phyto or any topic at all, a complex topic, you're interested in learning about that topic. You can just tell it, okay, I want to learn this is so topic, and ask it to provide you sources based on those topics, and it also goes to work. So it will provide you sources based on what you want to learn about. You can also give it sources based on that same topic that you want to learn about. So these are some of the Notebook LMs these are some of the notebooks that I created with this tool. And beyond, uploading PDF files, usually how I work with this tool is that maybe I watch a YouTube video, for instance, on particularly this particular notebook here that I created in February. It was a video that I watched and I found it very interesting. So what I did was to come to Notebook LM, bring in the video URL, the YouTube video URL, and asked it some questions based on that video because I wanted to understand better what the speaker said in the video. So you can watch a YouTube video and maybe you found it very interesting. You want to also create content around that YouTube video. With Notebook LM, you are good to go. You just bring in the URL and ask it question. I think I'm talking too much. Let's start creating our first notebook. So to create your first notebook, once you land on your notebook, you sign up with your Google account, you just go to create. So this is what my own looks like because I have a couple of notebooks here. I don't know what it will look like if you're new to notebook. I've forgotten how it used to look like, but you should be able to see where to create a new notebook. All right, so let's start creating one. So I'll create a new notebook. This tool it's powerful, and I still wonder why most people still don't use it. But I believe that after this session, you should start using Notebook LM. It is not just for students. It is not just for educators. It is not just for researchers. It's for anybody. If you're someone who likes to learn about anything, this is a go-to tool that you should, engage. So like I mentioned while I was giving us an overview of Notebook, you see that these are some of the things that you can upload. You can upload files, you can upload website links, you can upload from your drive. Of course, it's a Google tool, so you can access your drive from here and then upload whatever content that you have in your drive. You can also type in your text. You just type it in and then Notebook LM goes to work. So for this demo, I have a PDF that I want to, I want to know more about. This is a course, is an MBA course, and I want to learn more about that particular course. So what I'm going to do right here is to click on this button here so I can upload that file. So I'll click on this button and then I'll be able to see, upload the file here. So it's uploading the file, the PDF document. So what it does, once the file has successfully uploaded, it will give me a summary of what is inside that particular source. And once it gives me that summary, it also gives suggested questions that I can ask based on that particular file, which is now a source of information for Notebook LM. And while I was preparing for this session, I noticed that they've also added quite some interesting features. This here, the last time I used it before my preparation for this session, I didn't see this customizer. So now you can customize your screen, by using this, but that's not what we are interested in right now. While I'm waiting for this to load, let me show you what I did previously with Notebook LM. This is taking a little time. So let me just show you what I did. So this is the video I told you about, the winning the money game. In fact, I encourage you to listen to it. It's a podcast on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And so I uploaded the 2 video sources, and this is the summary that Notebook LM provided for me. It's the speaker in that video is Dr. Wesley. So he speaks about money, wealth creation, stuff like that. So I uploaded my sources, and it gave me this summary. And these are the suggested questions, but that's not what my interest is right now. I want to show you the things I created while we're waiting for this to upload. I hope we are still following. I hope I'm not talking to myself.
We're following. Give us the thumbs up. We want to know you're in the room. Following.
Okay. All right, I can see that I'm not talking to myself. So let me show you. Let me move this away. So this is Notebook LM has a studio. Remember, I also mentioned when I was giving us an overview of Notebook LM, I mentioned that it gives you this interactive learning experience. Now, Notebook LM has a studio. Whatever source of information that you supply to Notebook LM, you can create an audio podcast from it. You can create slide deck from it. You can create video from it, an explainer video from it. You can create mind map, reports, flashcards, quizzes, infographic, data table from that source that you supplied. Now, let me show you another mind-blowing thing about Notebook LM. So when you create a podcast from Notebook LM, from your source, you can interact with that notebook, with that podcast. It's just like when 2 persons are speaking on a radio, you listen to radio program, 2 persons, they are interacting, speaking about a particular topic. and you call in to ask questions based on the topic for discussion, you have that kind of experience with Notebook LM. When you create a podcast using this audio, so from our source, you can just click on here and then it generates a podcast for you, which is this one. So this is a podcast. I don't know if I can play it, if you can hear it when I play it, because usually when you do this kind of webinar and you try to play an audio, it gets distorted. But let me open it and let's try. So this is a podcast from my source that Notebook LM generated for me. I can click on this interactive mode. If you click on interactive mode, the two persons speaking will pause and then take your question. You can ask them questions based on that particular topic, based on the source, any information or anything you want to learn about from the topic or from the source that you provided, you can ask them. And it's quite an interesting feature, but I'm going to try it out. I hope you can see my screen. Even if you don't hear it, you can see my screen. So if I click on this interactive mode, so these two persons will be talking. Let's play it. Just so you see how it works. We are still going back to the notebook we are creating. So I'll play this. So this is a podcast it's created for me from my source, and they are talking about what the man said in that video. Now, if I want to join the conversation, what I just need to do is to click on join. If I click on join, they will ask me to ask question, and then I'll ask question, they will give me response. This is interactive. Let me pause this. So this is interactive. You're asking them, they're asking you questions. These are not human beings. This is an AI creation. You just ask it and it answers. But that is also not where it ends when it has to do with Notebook LM. Notebook LM will create a slide deck for you. And you can also, customize the kind of slide deck it will create for you. You can tell it exactly the type of slide deck you want. For instance, now I'm not sure I created a slide deck for this, but let me still show you how it works. So if you want to create a slide deck, there are two ways to go about it. You can just click directly here and it will start generating slide deck for you. But if you want to, be sure of the kind of, give it the kind, you tell it the exact thing you want. You just need to go to this icon here. Just click on this icon and then it will open up this. Now it is not using the default format. You just enter the exact thing you want inside, describe this kind of slide deck you want, and it will provide it for you based on your description. Let's go back to our notebook so that we'll start from scratch. So this is our notebook. I don't know why it's taking so much time to load. It's taking so much time. So you can also create a mind map. If you click on mind map, let me also show you what a mind map looks like for this source that I provided. So let me click on this one that I created earlier. Let me expand the screen. So this is a mind map based on that source that I supplied. Now you can learn more about this topic. You click, as you're clicking, it is expanding and you're learning more about whatever the video or the source is about. So if you're a student, you have PDF from your course, this is a good way to interact with it. If you're a researcher and you want to learn more about a particular topic, this is a good way to interact with whatever source you have. So this is a mind map based on what I supplied. Now, if I also, maybe I don't have sources of information, or maybe this is a new topic, I'm new to this topic, and I want Notebook LM to teach me. So instead of, or like I mentioned, you don't have a notebook. I don't know why this is happening. Okay, I think I will have to work with a different source. Let me create a new notebook. And let's start. So I'm going to go and upload, I will upload a different file. And let's see. Let's give it a little time. If you have any questions so far while we are waiting for this, you can ask any question that I need to answer. Ajibise, you can ask while we're waiting for this.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. It was really a great enlightenment. Like, I was so surprised. Thank you so much. So my question is going to be like, can I upload like a podcast, like an audio, or it has to be just a Word document? I want to know if somebody can upload like an audio and maybe like explain it more. Maybe I have an audio, I don't want to listen to it, probably write it or something. I don't know. I just want to know if he can do that. And
Okay.
also
Go ahead.
concerning the slide deck, that you mentioned, is it that I'm going to give it a prompt about like each slide, what I want it to do in each slide, or I have to say slide 1, input this word, slide 2, input this word, slide 3? Is it like that, or I have to give it the whole prompt at once?
Okay.
Thank you.
For your question, for your second question, we are going to answer it using this this file that has successfully uploaded. For your audio, if it has a link, what they require from you is just a link to whatever source you want to provide. Give it a link. If it is a PDF saved in your system, you upload it. If it is, let me just show you what so these are the available, the things that you can supply. If it is a file, if it is audio, you can supply it here. You can see that you can supply audio, PDF, images, whatever source that you have, source of information, whatever format, you just bring it here, as long as it is allowed. Let's see the kind of formats that is supported. It supports PDF, it supports G3GP, AAC. So these are the different formats so whatever podcast you have, if it is in any of these formats, it accepts it. If it is PNG, WebP, TIFF, and all of this, it accepts that. All right. Then for your second question, usually for some persons, they will just go directly to create. If I click on slide deck now, it will start generating slide deck for me based on this. I don't have to do any, explanation. It generates slide deck based on whatever I have here. But if I want to customize the output, if I want to, if I don't want, you remember when Dr. Ojugo was speaking, she said not being AI-ish, stuff like that. If I want to customize the output, what I just need to do is to, click on this icon here, then come below and then give a proper description, how I want it to sound, how I want, the kind of things, you just give it a guide, what I want it to create, give it, what audience that would, assess the whatever I'm creating. If the presentation is for educators, I'll tell it this is for educators, tailor it to educators. If I'm speaking to business people, make sure that, just give it a context, give it an idea of the kind of audience that you're speaking to, and it will give you the exact thing you're looking for. And interestingly, with Notebook LM, you can also customize after production. So it generates a slide for you, and let's see, this is still working. Okay, let me work with this other slide that I already have here. Let me open this. A notebook LM generates beautiful slides. So this is a slide I generated, a presentation slides that it generated for me. Let's say I go through this presentation slide and maybe I want to, the test, I want this test to move elsewhere. Maybe I want this test here to come below. What I just need to do is to use this revise, click on it, and then type in what I want in this. Tell it what you want to change. I want you to move this test below. I want you to use this font for this test. Just a description of what you want right inside here, and it will make the adjustment for you. If you want to change the topic, you don't like this topic, you just come in here, type it in, and then it will do that for you. All right. So you're not going to, if you want to, explain, maybe you want to change everything in each of the slide, you can also do it using this revise. You click on the slide it's generated, you tell it, okay, I don't want you to use Google quietly. I don't want you to say Google quietly release it. I want you to use this so word. It will make the adjustment and then give you an output. So you just come here, click on every slide that you want. But usually what I do, because I love using Canva a lot, what I usually do is to download the slide and then move it to Canva and do whatever editing that I want to do right there. It gives me much more control rather than asking AI to, because most times you ask AI to do A, it will come up with A plus or B plus, So usually with Canva, I have a bit of control to the editing. So let's go back to the one we are creating. So our notebook LM is still generating our slide. So usually it takes some time to generate. And let's also generate an audio. I think we can just click on everything here and generate every single thing here. So whichever comes first, we'll look at it. So I'll click on audio, click on video. So video, there's a new format here, cinematic. I think I'll leave it at that and click on generate. I'll click on flashcard. I don't know if I started generating mind map. Do we have mind map? Okay, mind map, infographic. Did I click on quiz? I'll click on quiz so that it generates everything so you see the output. I'll click on reports. I want a study guide. This is an academic document, so I'll prefer to go with study guide. And I think we've clicked on everything here. So this is the studio that helps you to learn about any topic at all. So if you're a researcher, this should be your friend. If you're a student, this should be your friend. Even if you're a business person, you should also make this your friend. You want to learn more about your business or your industry, this should be your friend. So let's wait for, okay, I think our mind map is ready. So this is a management information course, and I want to understand better about this. So let's expand this. So now it's giving me foundations of MIS, types of information system. Now, as a student, this is an easier way to understand this topic. I'll ask it for definition. It will give me definition, whether it's information, it gives it to me. If I click on it, it starts producing the definition. Let's expand, let's close this. Let's see if we have, it's giving me the definition. So you see that if I click on, I didn't even know it can do this too. If I clicked on a map, where is the map? I'll talk about quiz much later. We are exploring the mind map. So you see that I clicked on information system. and then it started discussing information system right here. If I also click on data versus information, it will give me the difference between data and information. I also think it mentioned it here. So this is just a way for you to learn about just anything at all you want to learn about. Notebook LM will guide you. It will provide you with different content formats that you can use for your learning. Let's see if our flashcard is ready, or let's go with quiz first. So it has given us quiz, 10 questions to also help you understand better about this topic. Of course, for you to start answering questions, you must have studied the material based on other sources before coming to quiz. So we have quiz here. Let's go back and see our flashcard. So this is a flashcard that he has provided, 67 of it that you have to go through to answer. And so this is just a fantastic tool. This is a fantastic tool. There's also video, usually video, audio, and slide will take a bit of time, but definitely you have a video explainer about that particular source you supplied. So if you're a chemistry teacher and you want to learn, or you want to teach your student about chemistry, or you're even a chemistry student and you have a particular topic giving you issues, you want to know better, you want to understand better about that topic, just bring it to Notebook LM and it will do justice to that. It will teach you, and you keep asking questions, interacting with it, and it gives you answers. Let me also tell you, I think I have another way to create Notebook LM. So this is just one of the ways to create a notebook. I keep saying Notebook LM when I want to say notebook. This is just one of the ways to create a notebook. If you want to create a notebook using from website sources, let me show you how you can do that. So let's say I want to learn about entrepreneurship, or maybe, let's talk about entrepreneurship for business owners who are in our midst. You want to learn something about, or maybe let me get suggestion from somebody just give me a suggestion. What do you want to, the first topic I find in the chat, we'll work with that. So what is the topic that you're interested in learning about? Just type it in the chat and let me pick it up and show you how Notebook LM will help you, learn it better, understand it better. I'm waiting for you in the chat. Just type it in and I'll copy it and paste. What topic are you interested in knowing or in learning? If you're an educator or you're a researcher, computational chemistry, fantastic. So I'm going with that. So I'll just copy computational chemistry and then come in here. Now, this time around, we're not using a PDF. We don't have a PDF to this information. We are interested in learning it. So what I'm going to do is to type it in here and then choose deep research. Type in my computational chemistry, deep research. What this would do is to go online, search for such sources for me, then bring it in. If I'm interested in all the sources, I will accept them. If I'm not interested in some of the sources, I can remove the sources and allow it to work with the ones I approve. So let's go and see what it will do for us. So there are about 5 stages to this. First of all, because now it is providing us with sources, it will go through the planning and understand our topic, what we are interested in. If it does that, the next stage will be to go research. I think 5 stages, I can't remember all the 4. Yeah, the first step is done, which is planning. Then the next step should be about research and all of that. So it will go through the 5 stages, then get our sources based on computational chemistry in this case. If it gets those sources, and then we'll look at the sources. If we approve the sources, it will now start utilizing the sources that we approve. All right. So let's give it a little time to work on. So it's currently researching the web. to find sources on computational chemistry. Let me show you the other. So this is, let me also show you, I think I created for this winning the money game, I created, let's see, this should be an infographic. All right, so this is what the infographic is provided for me based on that source. So this is how to win the money game if you're in the second quarter. And honestly, it's a podcast that I recommend. So if you're interested in knowing the source, I think I'll drop it. If you want to listen to this podcast, Winning the Money Game, we are all interested in making money, Abby. So you should listen to this podcast on YouTube. So this is an infographic it provided for me. There's a second one as well. I think I have. Okay, this is the explainer video. Let me play it so you see why we're waiting for our computational chemistry.
Let's see. LLM. Okay. Why is it that most people do not apply? Why do clients like doing this? Like wasting people's comments. Oh, oh my god.
This video is about 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes, I'll be 7. Okay, 5 minutes video, almost 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. And you can download it, whatever it produces, you can download the audio, you can download the video, you can download every single thing that it gives you. They're all downloadable. So if I want to download this video, I'll just click here and then download. If I also want to download the slide that it provided, looks like I didn't create a slide with this. Okay, this is a report. I didn't create it. So, but the point is that every single thing it gives you, you can download it and use it wherever you want. So even if you're interested in creating, faceless videos on YouTube, you can create your video here and then upload it on YouTube. You can create if you're teaching somebody a particular topic, you can create your quiz here, download. Every single thing here is downloadable. Let's see if all right, so for our computational chemistry, it has found 41 sources of information based on computational chemistry. And we can click here to import. We can view the sources and then import all. Let's see. So it's importing 41 sources. So it's going to teach you computational chemistry based on the sources it is importing.
Okay, someone asked if Notebook LM was free. Someone asked, is Notebook LM free?
I think it is. Most Google products are free, maybe with limited features for free users, but not Google is one brand that gives you Okay, somebody said free and pro version. Yes, I think it's free. There's a pre and there's a pro version. Of course, like I said, I was saying, if you're using the free, there will be limitation. There are things you may not be able to do with your free version, but it's a tool that you should try out. So maybe you should try out and see if it is free for you. Okay. So our computation, we have our sources right here. We have about, so it's supposed to give us a summary so we can question it. Oh, it's still loading. We have all the sources here. Usually it will give us a summary here and then we'll start questioning, but let's start questioning while we are waiting for that to happen. What is computational chemistry? Okay, the sources are, the summary is coming up. What is computational? Okay, the sources are, the summary is here. And then we have suggested questions that we can ask it. So now, based on the question we have asked it, it is looking up for answer from the 42 sources available to us. So it's looking up for answer to give us the best answer possible based on these 42 sources. It won't give us any answer outside these sources here. And also, if maybe you know about some of these sources and you don't want it to include information on some of the sources, you can just uncheck. Let's say you don't want it to include, information on these 4. What you can just do is to uncheck, and then uncheck this. So now you are left with 38 sources. So the next question you're going to ask it will only answer based on the 38 sources available because we've removed 4. All right. So this is a cool tool. And I think I've shown you everything I need to show you about Notebook LM. The rest of it you can learn on your own when you start interacting with this app or this tool. So any question? Any question? Do I have any question? How can you use it with Canva? Okay, I remember I mentioned that. So what I usually do is if I have a slide like I have here, what I'll do is to download this slide, download it as a PowerPoint. If I download as a PowerPoint or download as a PDF, whichever one that works. Let me go with PDF. It's downloading. But I'm not supposed to teach you Canva. This is a Notebook LM session. So it's downloading. So what I usually do with it in Canva is, you know that when you generate slides with Notebook LM, you will see the logo beneath. So what I do is I get it into Canva and use Canva to remove the logo of Notebook LM. And then right now, Canva has also introduced a magic layer feature that lets you, edit any flat design. Just like this one, you can get it into Canva and then start editing. So let me show you one of the things that I do with it in Canva. I will start a new project. Go to my upload and then drag it in here. By the way, if you're in Abuja, I'm also inviting you to a community lab since people have dragged me into Canva. So we have a Canva event coming up very soon, the last Saturday of this month.
Someone said, is it virtual?
That's why I said Abuja, it's not virtual. It's a physical, it's an in-person event. Okay, so we are in Canva right now. What I'm going to do, okay, it's still loading so that we don't disrupt the flow. Udeme Akban, I'm coming. Let me sort out the person that asked how I use this in Canva. So here we have my slide, the slide that I created with Notebook LM. So what I'm going to do is with this selected, I can use this eraser tool, click on this eraser, magic eraser, and then come below here and then remove this because I don't want people to know this is Notebook LM products, all right? So I'll just erase it. And I will do this for all the slides it's provided. So you see the logo is out. Now for the test, let me see, this is a PDF file. Let's see if we have access to Magic Layer using this. Magic Layer works best when it is, more like, I can't see Magic Layer here. So that means it is not available for this. Okay, let's see. Okay, we cannot use Magic Layer, but we can use grab test, which is also good for what we want to do right now. So I'm going to use the grab test feature, and then it will grab the test in this design. So the test is here. What I'm going to do is grab it. That way I can edit this. So instead of using using the feature in the revised feature, I can just bring it in here and then type in what I want. Just demonstrating. So this is how I use it. I use Notebook LM and Notebook LM product in Canva. You can also do this for the video it generated for you, the explainer video. You can bring it into Canva and then work on it however you want. I think we are done with that. So let me take on the next question. Oh, Deme, you were raising your hand. Go ahead. Akban, are you still with us?
Oh, yes, I am. Hi. Okay,
Okay.
I don't know if it's related. I was asking, you said something about meeting in Abuja for, is there any like masterclass or boot camp for like maybe these 4 or 5 AI tools you're talking about? As in, for someone that wants deep knowledge on it. I don't know whether you do anything like that. Sorry if it's unrelated.
It is related. We'll discuss with Dr. Ojugo and then maybe we plan for that. For right now, there's nothing like that, but maybe because somebody is interested.
We have
Okay.
something. Yes. So
Okay,
I'll reach
out to her directly.
Yes.
All right.
I'll reach out directly.
All right.
Yeah.
So any other question? I see people raise AO. Who is okay? Anthony, you have a question? You can hear you.
Yes. Please, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Please, I want to ask whether you can assist us by throwing more light or maybe highlighting on how academic researchers can make use of the book, the
Notebook
app you are
LM.
using. Yes, please. Thank you.
I think the replay will be available. You can watch the replay. It should be available on Right Track YouTube channel after the session. So you can watch the replay. That will help you. Any other question?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Blessing, for the good work.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the explanation, for the presentation, and also for the demonstration. Yeah, I want to iterate the question the other person asked about boot camp. Please, when you are trying to organize a boot camp, kindly try to include we that are not available physically. Please kindly include virtual participants so that we can also be a benefactor of the program. Thank you.
Now, when it's boot camp, it should be virtual, right, Doctor?
It's virtual. The boot camp is
Yes,
virtual.
yes,
You can be in
yes.
Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, London, Canada. What she was mentioning is the Abuja Canva event.
Canva
I think you
Community
can come.
Labs.
Yes. So
And there's one in Kenya
Blessing.
too.
Yes, Blessing, you can put the Lagos, the Abuja, the
Uh-huh.
Kenya one, so that if they are in
South
those
Africa.
locations, yes, please just put it in the comment area so that they can
Okay.
sign up for that. I'll be in the Abuja one. I look forward to seeing us. Please, a round of applause for Blessing. Thank you. Okay, so I will take over now. I know it's been a long day, but I'm sure we are getting a lot of useful nuggets, practical information. If you got something, please give her a feedback in the chat area, show some love, share some emoji, and I will try to wrap up quickly in the next 25 minutes. So I'll be going into Claude, I'll be going into Perplexity. I try to, shut down my system to allow that. I think my system was dragging a bit, at the time when I had my session. So I wasn't able to do some of the practical things I wanted to, but we'll just head into it ASAP. All right. So yes. Okay. So I will stop the spotlight. Blessing, thank you very much. I'm not seeing us thanking Blessing. I hope we're a grateful bunch. Okay, someone asked if we had, like a boot camp. Yes, we do. I've put the link in there. It starts June 13th. So some of what we are doing here would, over 6 weeks, Saturdays, 2 hours, be able to walk you through them, so that you're be able to walk you through them so that you can, start implementing sooner than later. I know a lot has been shared here. Even if you went with what was shared here, that's good enough value. For those that want deeper insights, more practicality. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, but for those that want something deeper, we have something, we've created something, that you could use. So let me head over to, I was talking about Perplexity when we, sorry. I was talking about Perplexity when we stopped in my session. So I will just head over to Perplexity to show us, what I mean. Are you seeing my Perplexity screen? Please confirm. If you are, please put yes. Okay, so what I did was the vibe prospecting that we talked about. I'll just go through this very quickly. I just want to demonstrate. Act as a marketing research analyst for a management consulting firm based in Abuja, Nigeria. You could put your location: Lagos, Nigeria, Johannesburg, South Africa, Kigali, Ghana, Accra, Ghana, wherever that may be, but with clients who want to implement AI workflows and guidelines into their organization. List the top 10 companies in the EdTech, you see I'm specific, fintech, agri-tech sector in Nigeria that are actively hiring consultants or trainers in 2026. Include their LinkedIn pages and decision maker job roles. So as you can see, this is a company, Perplexity is on a pro, but you can do this with a free account. So once I go in here and hit submit, let's see what it gives us. Again, Perplexity also has the computer, it has a computing. Have you seen that? It's already coming up with something. It's putting it in a table. Remember, I asked for it to list it. So it's putting it in the format of a table. That was our RTF, roll tax format stuff. So have you seen it's listing fintechs, Flutterwave, Paystack, is listing InterSwitch, MoneyPoint, Piggyvest, EdTechs, so that means if someone was prospecting, you can just go in. It has put their LinkedIn pages over here. So that was what I was talking about. Remember, to try these things, you're going to get massive results. In fact, I'm sure just this free webinar, it could be a whole lot of value if you implement. I don't want you to go away not implementing. That's why I'm trying to show us my screen. So the next thing I want to show us is Claude. Okay, so if you've not opened up to Claude AI, please make sure that you do. We'll come back here to take a look around. But one of the things I want to show us is Claude projects. So Claude has Claude projects. So this folder thing over here. So this is what would differentiate your Claude from just chatting. Chat is good. It has so many options for you to chat, but sometimes you find out that you keep repeating, you keep repeating certain things, and all of that. So if you come into projects, you can go to create new project. So just like we saw with Notebook LM, you can name this project. Let's say it's Vibe Prospecting. I'm just using that for class purpose, and then I'm coming back into my slide. What are you trying to achieve? I want to create 100 leads in the next 30 days that I can sell my services to. Have you seen that? You can even add more things. These things are always a work in progress. And I clicked on create the project. So this is where, Claude really does a good thing. It has memory. So whatever you told it, it remembers. It's just like our children that I mentioned, as you're training, it is remembering. And then there is an instruction folder. Okay, so before you start chatting with it, you follow the instructions. I'm sure a lot of us, when we jumped in on like ChatGPT, we did not set up instructions. That's why sometimes I was mentioning earlier, it starts hallucinating, forging things and giving you, it starts, talking out of point, and all of that, because the context wasn't given. And when we started, we said those frameworks, those prompt frameworks would be what can help you. So when I click on instructions, this is a place where you provide Claude with relevant instructions and information for chats within Vibe Prospecting. So we've narrowed it down to our project, Vibe Prospecting. This will work alongside your profile. Of course, I've set up my profile instructions. If you're new to Claude, do the same, and selected style. So here I can give it further instructions. So I'm pausing that because, I won't be able to set all of that up right now. And then the next place is the files. Just like Blessing showed us PDFs, documents, YouTube links, you can add different things, over here. So you can add your GitHub, your Canva, if there is a particular design thing, your Drive, if there is a particular drive where you put information that you need to go in here. So you gently set all of this up so that when you come over here to chat, use either your layered prompt or your RTF or the scope or whichever prompt framework. We do a lot of frameworks in the 6-week program. whichever framework you're using, you use that over here, you start getting the types of results that will blow your mind. And again, Claude has many models, from Opus to Sonnet to Haiku, or just use the adaptive where it adapts to the one that works best. You don't need to think about which one to use. It would adapt to the one that works best for you. So with that being said, let me head back to my slide and quickly run it through. We have important information there on Claude for you, so that sooner than later you start using it. Hope, are you still on this call? Hope is a able assistant. She has been supporting us in making all of these possible. Hope, are you still here?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay, that's fine.
Yes,
Thank you. So you can put back the document, the Google Doc, and please share our groups, so that they can be able to join our remote work groups, where we share more of this type of information. We'll still have another co-work session. When you join the groups, you get notification, so that you don't miss out on it. So this is fully sponsored by Right Track Consulting. Okay, some of us have been our clients over the years, and we really appreciate that. So let me talk about one use case. You can build your portfolio website with Claude. So for remote workers, for instance, I saw a lot of people ask that question. How do I create my portfolio? This is how you do. You can go to Claude, create a project. Claude allows you up to either 3 to 5 projects free if you're even on the free account. I think so. Someone can verify that. So you can go there and make a project folder for portfolio website. And then you give Claude your CV, your metrics, numbers, things you've done, pictures, your personality. You tell it about who you are. If you have a color scheme or palette, you can put that in, and it will give you a fully coded live website in a HTML file, which would show you what to do next. Now, we may not finish this here, but I want you to take screenshots, work on it, and on that document in that Google Doc, please share on the LinkedIn post in there what you did. Share your portfolio link. I want to see it, and once you do, I would highlight it, to the people in our networks. So number one, get clear on your goal. Who is this portfolio for? Esther, I'm seeing your hand. I want to go through this quickly, then we'll take questions and wrap up. Thank you. I would call up, but you can also type your question. So get clear on your goal. Who is my portfolio for? Is it for recruiters, for clients, for hiring manager? What action do you want them to take? So that means in your instructions, you're putting all of this. Build your context document, dump everything. You saw that place, just like Notebook LM, allows you various files. So you can go in there, put your CV, put your achievements, put your awards, your certificates, your certifications, how you work, your side projects, your real projects. Then the third one, choose your color palette. You can go to coolors.co, pick colors that feel like you, pick the color numbers, we call them hex codes, into Claude. Then write one prompt, set the brief, share your full context, your color numbers, and tell Claude, you see a prompt, act as a product designer and senior copywriter. Ask me follow-up questions at every step. Then you confirm your structure and build. So review the sections that Claude will recommend for your portfolio. Confirm or adjust whether you like it or not. Then say, build me a self-contained HTML file that I can preview right now. Just like those that vibe code, how you can vibe code on Lovable, on Bolt, on Replit, and so on. Claude also can code for you. So you can code out your portfolio website free of charge. So you iterate, of course, and improve what you have. Your first version is just your starting point. So once you're done with setting the tone, the next step is for the portfolio to go live, and you use a tool we call Netlify. It's also free to create your account there. Please take a screenshot. There is no code, no hosting fee, it's free, and it deploys your site in 10 seconds. So sometimes people will ask you, can you show me your portfolio? And you don't have any. Now you have an answer. Because in our remote work communities, we always teach positioning. If you position yourself properly, the jobs you're looking for would come. So first step, ask Claude for final files, and these are the prompts. Then second step, unzip and go to netlify.com where you created that free account. Find the box that says deploy manually, or just drag and drop your site folder here. Then you drag that folder, into Netlify's, space. So once you do that, you can go to site settings, change the site name. You can put your name.netlify.app, and then the final step, you start sharing out. It would, bring out your site. You start sharing out your portfolio in no time. Please, I really want to see your end result in this particular one. Join me on LinkedIn, tag me. That's my name on LinkedIn, Ojugo Ajunwa. I would love to see your portfolio and see the results you created. Just because we have this time constraint, we may not be able to, show you this particular one step by step. And then finally, we spoke about Manos AI. Okay, Manos is such a great tool. In fact, by the time we've reached here and I've seen the time, I know that we may not do so much in Manos, but I hope you got something really valuable. But I want you to sign up on Manos. Some of us may not know Manos. It was acquired by Facebook, Meta, recently, and it is an agentic AI tool. Okay, so we'll talk about Manos in our June edition, but I want to prepare your mind by you going to the Manos link in the chat area. So once you use that link, you're able to have 500 credits and subsequently 300 credits to use in doing your work. Like I said, with AI, break things, play around. Manos also has a Telegram bot that you could use to send you daily reminders, send your team reminders, and stuff like that. So what does Manos AI do? You can paste a brief or upload a document into Manos. If you've not created an account, I've put a link there. Then you could ask it things like, create a 10-slide stakeholder presentation with executive summary, 3 key findings, recommended actions, and then it starts putting that in there. So Manos can build out your slide deck and export it to PowerPoint or Google Slide. I'm sure some of us that do a lot of writing, building out slides may be a bit tough, but using Manos, it can do that very quickly. For dashboards, you can put an Excel CSV file. You can prompt it, all those big data you have. You can ask the Manos tool to give you charts, summary tables. So if you need to create a report, you now have something, that you can actually use. So I've dropped the Manos sign up link in June. We'll confirm the date to you, but it's usually second Saturday, but we'll confirm the date. We'll talk about Manos the whole day, actually. So please come prepared. You could use this for monthly reports, training KPIs, event impact summaries, and so on. Then you can send some of your outputs to Telegram. So once your Manos output is ready, you export it as a file, open your Telegram, either your community channel and all, use the Telegram share button to post to your audience. So this makes a lot of things we do so easy. So the assignment for today, we talked about many things. We'll share the replay on YouTube. The assignment for today, use the prompt frameworks, go to Perplexity, Vibe, Prospect, look for customers for the type of thing you do. Use Notebook LM to research, to learn. If you need to learn a particular concept, someone did something with their chemistry, that it could be any subject of choice. And then we talked about Claude. Use it to create projects, use it to create your portfolio, and so on. And then we said we'll talk about Manos. We've said you can use it for slides, to analyze data, and so much more. So there we go with, the 5 Power Stack tools that we talked about. So I would love us to, share in summary, one thing that stood out for you in this particular session. What stood out for you? Please leave comments for us. Putting all of this together, we would love to make sure that is valuable. What stood out for you? Please type something. It could be 2 lines, in the comment area. So professionals that thrive in the AI era are not those that are afraid of the tools. They are those who learn to think alongside them. So if you use AI properly, it can save 10 to 20 hours of repetitive work, from you. And you start seeing results sooner than later, whether you work as a staff, and all of that. Of course, there is also guidelines for using AI. So if your organization is looking for who can support us to set up our guidelines to implement some of these things on the organizational level, please do reach out to us. I've put our email in the comments area. We really want to, see more people using it to get ahead of the curve, and reduce the resistance, reduce the slow pace of work. So thank you so much. I hope the presentation has been valuable. For the program upcoming, it's June 13th. That is our digital store on Seller. You can just take a screenshot. We've also put the link in the chat area. Would really love to have you join us. It's 2 hours, just Saturdays. And I hope, from there, we'll have a lot of testimonials. Thank you very much. Ikechukwu, you came in. Thank you for being here. Esther, please feel free, ask your questions. So the floor is open too for questions. Thank you, Bemisola. All right.
Thank you so much for the session. I'm sorry I kept raising my hand. I actually can't see the chat. That's why I couldn't type in anything. Okay. And I'm concerned that some of the links that were shared, I'm not going to be able to access them. So are we going to get it maybe in an email, or I don't know how I'll be able to get them because the chat is just not showing on my device.
Okay. So what happened was, for some people that the chat didn't show for, you could have gone out and come back in. But I understand that. So what we'll do, we've put a Google Doc together. So we'll put some of these links there, so that it's easy for you to find. We'll send it to your email. Then we'll also put the link to the replay once we put the replay up on YouTube, so that you're able to get the whole information in one place. Okay. Anthony, you have a question. Please feel free to ask.
Good afternoon, Doug. Doug,
good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Yes, please. You're welcome.
Putting us through this exercise. Doug, initially, when you were previewing the presentation outline, you made mention of taking us through how to humanize generic, an output.
Generic responses, yes.
Yes, but it seems I didn't hear that. Thank you.
Okay, so that is an important question. So we have that humanized prompt. We have it right inside the Google Doc that was shared, okay? So that Google Doc, I will reshare it right now. So once you paste that particular one, it starts humanizing, and you can put that in your project folder in Claude as an instruction. So it starts humanizing, all of that. It seems I skipped something. Sorry. Let me see what I skipped. Okay. So because you would also get this slide, I may not go through all of this now. I think I showed it to us on Claude. So when you're on Claude, so that you stop repeating yourself, these are the 4 things to put inside your project folder: your identity, your voice and tone, your own voice and tone, your offers, what you're selling and for whom, your priority. So once you're able to, define all of these, put it as part of your instructions on Claude and thank me later. So we'll share these slides, with us so that you can, at your pace, gradually do this. I want to start seeing us, connect on LinkedIn. I want to start seeing us showing me what you did, and we'll take it from there. You never know who sees what you comment on. I put a post on the Google Doc so you can comment below it. Okay, I hope this helps someone. So that was what I was talking about on Claude project. I hope that is clear. So once you do that, it's once and for all. You won't be repeating yourself to teach Claude who you are, or repeating certain things so that it's giving you the information you need and so on. You may not find this information just like that anywhere, so please take it seriously. All right, so some of these things, like I said, we go deeper in the 6-week program. It starts June 13th, Saturdays only, and then, yeah, we take it from there. Sorry, someone is on. Computer, we brought something to eat. Someone is not muted. Thank you, Emanuela. You're welcome. So please feel free, connect with us, connect with the course, tell your colleagues, and all of that. We look forward to working with us. I've also put a review. Please leave us a Google review. We would, doing some of these things, takes a lot of time. So we ask, please, our ask is for you to leave us a review. I've put the review link there. It would also be on the Google Doc form. Any other questions before we wrap up? We started at 11, it's 1:30 p.m. And, we're all still in here. So that means it's been a useful conversation. So final questions, any question? Thank you for participating, and we'll announce our June Cowork session where we just focus on Manos alone. These tools have a lot they can actually do. So get set, get ready. Thank you, and we'll call it an afternoon. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Happy
Bye,
weekend.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's amazing.